good trades. I said it last night in the video. I really think we're in a very special place right now in terms of the service. This is the best that we've ever been in terms of long-term forecasting, the Tricore Matrix, the medium term, and now we have for you the Gemini 4 system, which gives you like the day-to-day trades. So this is like, so for example, if we were the Tricore Matrix has been long this whole time going into Jackson Hole, and of course it goes up and whatever. It was forecasting it. But the Gemini 4 is going to give you the day-to-day trades. So, for example, this is what the Tricore Matrix looks like. You can see these trades here. The trades and this is the same system that's in the auto trading, but I just took out the Russell for you guys to see. And we've been dealing with craziness with the Trump stuff and the tariffs, and it's just been absolute chaos in the markets. And so we've really had to learn to adapt to what is going on in the markets right now with this administration. It is absolute chaos, and it makes trading much more difficult because of these unexpected announcements, these bizarre, feuds against countries and things, and it affects things like the currencies. So we've really had to hone in on this, and this system has really become very, very focused. And I talk about just how a little bit more how it works in the S&P market updates, but this system now is very, very, very focused. We focus this down to 6 symbols, and it runs direct, and it runs on higher order derivatives. In other words, it catches the direction of the markets very well here. So I just cut out 4 symbols that were not trading well across these tariffs. I really think we're down to a core now that is very, very solid. And the good thing about this is if you sign up for a service, right? So people sign up for services for different reasons. Some people want like long-term forecasts, and some people want trades. Like they want trades, like what's the trade, what's the target, what's the stop. Understandable. This system will give you this, and I'll give you this system is updated every day in the closing bell. I update it at 12:30 at the when I put out this at 12:30 every day. I put out the update for the S&P. I tell you what this signal is, and then check back at 4 to tell you what it did, and I give you the targets and the stops. Okay, so you guys have everything here now in the service. You have long-term forecasting, you have the swing trade with the Tricore Matrix, and now you guys have the Gemini system here, which has been doing very well. These are the actual trades that it's been doing since 8.4. I just posted the chart here for you guys to see. You can see here it catches this move from Friday. Now we did sit out. I got out a little bit, or I got about an hour. I got out about an hour early before this trade because I don't think this is a tradable situation right here personally. Because if it goes the other way and you're wrong, it can blow through your stops. So we want to make sure that we're doing risk control here. We did make money on the trade. We just didn't let it go all the way to past that Fed meeting. When that we have AI now, right? So this is a whole nother thing too. So when that Fed speech came out at 10 o'clock, literally the minute the speech hits, the AI bots all read the speech and they traded it straight up. So we're in this bizarre environment right now with the tariffs and this and that and the inflation reports. Everything is becoming so volatile that you can be correct in your trade. Like you can have the direction correct and you can still just stop out and you can lose more because it shoots through the stop and you can't like this is the chart here. This is idealizing the situation. It could have shot higher through that profit target, right? We got out early, but it could have shot higher. So we want to make sure that we're in good trading environments to do this. So on the early exit days, when we have these news reports like inflation, GDP, I am going to have like a specific time to tell you to get out. So probably like right now, I'm looking at about 30 minutes before the reports, like 8 o'clock to get out if there's an 8:30 report. But I'm going to fine tune this to tell you the exact time to get out. I'm going to actually optimize this for a time exit on certain days. It's just not worth it, guys. Even if we're correct on the trade, I don't want to be dealing with this because it's like Russian roulette. It's like and the problem is, even if you have a stop, your stop might double. It might double because of the velocity of the move. And so I'm trying, one of the things I'm trying to do is get the volatility down in this Trump environment. And I think we've done that. I think we're down to these 6 symbols. I think the volatility is coming way down. But one of the final steps that I looked at was we need to not trade these events. I mean, even if it's right, I don't really care. I'm talking about these Gemini trades. So I'm trying to get this volatility down for you guys, but make sure you check these trades, guys. These trades are firing every day. These are the same trades in the auto trading. And we have just got to a point now where I believe we've adapted to this Trump era, this Trump environment. It used to be on the polar R squared. the old trading system we had. We switched to this one. That we would wait till 6 o'clock at night to put the stops in because if the trade went at 3, we'd wait 3 hours to put the stop in. Now, no, we put those stops in immediately because Trump could come out and say, I don't like Canada today, and tariff on copper, and steel tariff and this, and now the tariffs double, and like whatever it is absolutely crazy. So we have had to, so we've spent the last, I would say 7 months now adapting to this Trump environment. I believe we've done it. I believe we've done it. This is a solid system. We're down to the 6 symbols. Like I said, we just threw out the 4 symbols that, like currencies. Like you trading the Canadian dollar, and Trump's like, "Oh, Canada is 25% tariff here and 30%." It's like the currencies. There's no signal. It's just randomness going up and down, and so it's one thing to have a volatile market, and that's fine. It's your trader's best friend. It's another thing to have randomness and chaos, and that's what we have right now with the whole administration and the tariffs and the chaos and the statements. So what I've had to do is to figure out how to take this system and get rid of all that noise and get around all that noise, and like I said, we're not going to trade across these reports anymore, to try to condense it and consolidate it into something that is very the volatility is much lower. Okay, and so this is the Russell. We picked the Russell, and it trades on the micro contracts. The reason I picked this was it's a good symbol. Now, one of the problems is that generally the equities trade very well in the system. So Russell, S&P, Nasdaq, Dow, they all trade well. But I'm just picking one right now, and this one I like it because the micros are so small. Like you can trade this. Like 1 micro of the Russell is really like 2 micros of the Russell is like 1 micro of the S&P. So everybody can trade this, and you can put your stops in overnight. So it's the future. So you don't have to worry about this stuff. It's just we just don't know what is going to be said from moment to moment in this environment that we're in, and it has been very challenging to figure this out. I believe we have. I believe we have. And so this is available to you now for S&P. So this is new this week. I've just added this, but this is the same trades that are going with the auto trading. Okay. And the auto trading is down to the 6 signals. I call them the tank. The tank, in other words, I believe that these are very, very solid symbols. And I think we're ready to take on this tariff environment now. I really do. The 6 symbols that we're trading in the auto trade are copper, gold, oil, euro, Russell, and the 5-year note. And again, this stuff trades on higher order derivatives, and it runs direct. There's no inversions, and the data is chambered, which is, for those of you who follow me with my S&P newsletter, chambered data is not just direct data, it's segregated. So the signals are very, very consistent and clean. And when we went to the chambered data on the Fed use in 2004 in the Biden administration, that's when the Fed use all of a sudden it woke up, because I was able to see what they were doing. And they're doing this again now. The Fed is doing this again now, where they're saying one thing, they're saying they're tightening on the surface, but beneath the surface, they're running the stimulus. Okay, so I took those ideas, we put it to this. I think we have a solid core. I think we have a tank here. This is a tank. Like like you could beat it down with a stick. It's taken us a long time to get to this point, and it's been, believe me, trying to understand the Uranus situation that we're in, which is Trump. Trump is Uranus. We're in this heavy, 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 heavy Uranus environment right now, which is just total and complete chaos and uh, things. These are our two Uranus signs here. Okay, but total chaos and unpredictability. And again, that's different than volatility. Volatility, fine. But chaos and randomness, that's a whole different thing. So we've had to completely adjust to what is going on. And I think we've done that. I think, like I said, I think we're in a special place right now and with the service. Okay. So I'm just telling you that that's kind of what it is. So this is the Gemini system. This is Gemini 4 for those of you just joining us. And so welcome everybody. Welcome back here to our webinar. So this is the Gemini 4 system. And the Gemini 4 system, like I said, it's important because before I was running Gemini Lite for you guys, but the Gemini 4 system runs 4 different signals, and they come together and converge to give you the signal. So every time you see a signal here on this chart, it's because four of these signals work together to get that. So I have to do 4 separate optimizations and then overlays to get a signal onto this. So again, our work has been intense to try to catch up with what is going on with this Trump administration. And it's crazy stuff here, guys. This is crazy stuff. So that's the Gemini 4. If we don't have a lot to talk about, so I'll look, I can go on from these webinars. So if you guys want to hang out, I can keep talking for a long time. But that's the Gemini 4. I just wanted to give you guys an update. And then we have our Tricore Matrix. So the Tricore Matrix, what is that? Well, we took together the Fed juice, we took together the BAT, we took together the quad lunar cycle, and we made it into a matrix. And this matrix, the idea of this is that we want to have a solid signal for you guys. This is an example of the S&P for you guys to trade. So why do we have these three different signals here on the Tricore Matrix? Well, the BAT is the market tape. It's a breakout system. So we want to know if the market's breaking out or down. So purely the tape, like don't fight the tape type of a thing. The second one here is the Fed juice. This is looking at just what is the Fed doing, the influence of the Federal Reserve on the markets. And this third one is a cycle, which is the quad lunar cycle, and its influence of what is the moon doing. If two of these go in a direction, that's a Tricore Matrix signal. So right now we have a Tricore Matrix buy on the S&P, and the S&P is in a Tricore Matrix 2. You can have a Tricore Matrix 3, but you only need 2 of the 3 of these to make a buy signal. This has been so important because now we're able to focus. We get a focal point each day. You can just log on and you can say, what does the Tricore Matrix say? It's a buy 2. And so it's very clear. It's very simple for us to use. I do have the daily percent statistics down here. We talked about that. I kind of condensed this for you. It is in a streaming format now, so you can see that this is the statistics for the day. And I do have this for the Russell. So Monday, it's like even just for Monday, it's very bullish. Like the follow through is typically bullish. So this is the percent chance that it goes up. And so I do post that for you guys too. You can see here, it's a streaming thing and it will update each day. It tells you statistically what's going on. So that's just kind of a summary there, what's going on. But it's very easy to follow, guys. I mean, we log on and you can see this. And now, Tricore Matrix, how do we know that this thing works? Well, one of the things that I've been doing in the webinars that I've been posting on Patreon is that we've been testing each of these separately. So we've been testing the BAT separately. How does that do? We've been testing the Fed juice separately. How did that do? This is since Trump came into office, because that's what we care about, right? This is the new chaos that we're in. And then the quad lunar cycle is, how did that do? Quad lunar cycles have been like unbelievably successful in terms of profitability. They were pretty much all profitable. Occasionally there's one that didn't. I think the BAT was negative slightly on Bitcoin, but they were all, when you combine the 3 of them together, if all 3 of these components work, then they work together, of course. So that's what that is. And so that's the Tricore Matrix here. So really there have been some very positive transformations here in the service. But I think, like I said, I think we're in a really special place right now. And I think we're ready to take on this new chaos Trump era that we're in. So I'm excited about it. So that's just kind of a summary of where we are. Now, current conditions.